Welcome to the Mid-America Bigfoot Research Center's video documentation of their Silent Hills Project Phase 2. The MABRC and APES groups have collaborated to conduct this experiment of how suspected sounds of Bigfoot activity transmits to the human ear. Researchers have long heard vocalizations and other noises that they believed were Bigfoot related. But what the Silent Hills Project Phase 1 revealed is that the origin where the sounds were coming from were much closer than where the researcher believed they originated from. In this video, we will cover graphs and data from Phase 1 and compare them to the Phase 2 experiment to see how the change of the seasons affects sound. In order to keep this data as scientific as our constraints would allow, we purchased 2 decibel meters, one laser rangefinder, 2 hickory axe handles, 1 green percussion block, and a call blaster built by Robert Swain. The sound team would stay in a fixed position, and the listening team would take baseline readings and then record the data from 135, 219, and 311 yards. One addition we added to Phase 2 was to keep a Sony ICD-PX 333 recorder along with an external microphone running with the listening team. This served several purposes, one which is it can help audio researchers when they capture knocks and vocalization when reviewing audio, and give them an idea of how far they need to move their recorders to hone in closer and also be able to show the sound data on the spectrogram charts. The MABRC and APES thanks you for watching this video, and we hope it helps you in your own endeavors of gathering Bigfoot evidence.
On the road. $34. 37. 40. 53. 47. 46. 50. 52. 27. 54. 53. 55. 54. 53. 55.
Comparing the decibel readings between summer and winter seasons at 135 yards or 405 feet, the data starts painting a picture of what to expect in the field. The ambient noise, or sometimes referred to as background noise, is any intrusive sound other than the target noise that is being monitored. In this case, the root cause of the higher level of ambient sound from last May would be the wind, leaves rustling, and insects. As you can see, the comparison of the decibel readings in Phase 1, the reference point of sound of the wood knocks are not greater than the background noise. In both cases, the wood knocks were audible with the naked ear. Notice the higher decibel readings from last summer. The percussion block sound level is much louder and therefore can be heard a greater distance. Again, with comparing Phase 1 versus Phase 2, the call blaster decibel readings are significantly higher. The whoop vocalizations also verify how the colder temperature adversely affects the distance sound travels.
Zero, 27. It just barely cracked the ambient sound. Oak tree. Does he got enough to hit with?
Yeah. Let's see, we got maybe one more in.
Alright, Tony, go ahead. $31.
Is it the last one?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, well, he says the 60, go ahead and hang on to it, so he's gonna go ahead.
Okay. Well, we're not even getting any registering over the ambient sound anyway.
Okay.
I mean, we can hear it, but it's not only because we're listening to it.
He's off the road now. He did one. Did you hear that?
Yeah, we could hear it, but it wouldn't pick up on the noise meter. Nope, it ain't even picking up on the decibel reader, so I think we pretty much proved cold air does affect the sound. You got enough to hit with?
Yeah. Let's see, we got maybe one more in.
Alright, son, go ahead. Let's go ahead and do the green block.
All right.
3 zeros there.
Yeah.
And the wood.
Yeah. All of it. $35. $34. About 36.5. All right, let's do the call blast. $32. $32. That jumped up to about 38. That didn't even register. That jumped up to about 38. Alright, we're gonna move down to the next spot.
311.
At 219 yards, or the 657-foot increment, the results, as you will see, stayed consistent. With the strong winds we were dealing with during Silent Hills Phase 1, the wood knocks were not loud enough to break the ambient sound, but they were audible. With Phase 2, it was much more difficult to hear, and only once did a wood knock break the ambient sound for measurement. The green percussion block was the easiest sound to hear at this increment of distance. During Phase 1, the call blaster could be heard 0.7 of a mile away, but due to the cold temperature during Phase 2, the call blaster could only be heard up to 0.3 of a mile away. The whoops that Compressor Mike vocalized were also audible, but as with the previous sounds, they were faint. If the listening team was not expecting them, they very well could have gone unnoticed.
Alright, let's go with the cedar. Zero. Zero. It's not even overcoming the ambient noise.
Oh.
Zero. Zero. Okay, oak next. Yeah, I just barely got over the ambient noise. Okay, well, we'll just go ahead and say zero across the board because the only reason we're hearing it is because we're waiting for it. Zero. Yeah, I just barely got over the ambient noise. Six. Zero. $24. $26. Zero. Yeah, go ahead and do the call blasting. 27. 24. All right, do your vocalism, your whoops. 25. 24. 0. All right, we'll be down there in a second. That's freaking unbelievable. 25. 24.
At 311 yards, or the 933-foot increment, these results should be eye-opening to researchers. Silent Hill's phases 1 and 2 proves that the wood knocks will not break the ambient sound and would not be heard by someone walking through leaf litter in the woods. What might be helpful is knowing that the recorder did capture the knocks, but the spectrogram does not leave a very good frequency signature. Only 2 of the 3 green percussion block clacks were above the ambient noise. When researchers say they heard a vocalization several ridges over from their position, they might be mistaken, and the origin of the sound is more than likely closer to them than they think. The whoops that compressor mic vocalized were barely audible, but did leave a fingerprint on the spectrogram. A researcher probably would not hear any of these sounds in the field with the naked ear.
We'll have to do some research, but from when I was in science, I always thought that when it was cold, the sound waves compressed and didn't travel as far. When it's warmer, they expand and they travel further. But compared to what happened Memorial Day, we couldn't hardly hear anything down that way. I mean, it was like it was dying before it got to us. And even with the call blaster, you know, the call blaster, you could hear it all the way back to camp.
Well, won't you, before we unhook that, somebody take off and you might start at the Y, and do it at the Y, and see if you can hear it from there. And then if you can, go on halfway to camp, the rest of the way to camp, so you can still hear it.
Okay.
Because they was then. I remember they said that.
Yeah. Give me about 5 minutes to get down there, and what I'll do is I'll just go to camp, and you keep playing it, and I'll start coming back this way until I can hear it.
That'll work. Yeah.
Walkie-talkie should reach, but we'll do that. But yeah, as far as repeating this in the code, and if I stepped into the woods, it was just barely coming over the ambient noise, and only because I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
So it does decrease the range. You turn down here. That's how far I had to come back before I could even barely hear.
Really? And they was hearing it good
all the way there
to the camp.
Wow.
That's a half mile or more difference, maybe.
Yeah. So when we start to head back, I want to watch my mileage. Well, do it on yours. Okay. Yours will be more accurate.
Yeah. Okay.
Tell us.
Turn it to 0.
Yeah. Because cold kills it.
Really, a lot more than I feared it would. I didn't think it would. I thought it'd be better.
Yeah. Well, you know, even with the leaves off the trees,
yeah,
it don't matter. That cold is going to have the distance. So when we hear a real good wood knock, they're right there on top of it. Right there.
Yeah. Wow. All right.
Well,
Cheeseburger time.
Yeah. Let's go. Bobby's building the fire up real quick so we can warm up, and then we'll head on down to get